Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today's video is about the 4 stages of embodying a state. And apologies if you can hear any noises in this video. I am out and about and I am taking you with me so I can get these videos done. We will be discussing the idea of thinking from versus thinking of. And this is a key concept that Neville goes on and on about. So it's crucial to understand this so that we can pinpoint where we may be going wrong in our process. Before I dive in, please subscribe to my channel if you want to support it. Click on the bell icon, click on the like button, and also please do leave a comment if you have any questions at all, and I'll be very happy to get back to you. Now, the first stage of this process of embodying a state is what we generally refer to as desire. But let's take the example of me earning 20 grand a month. Let's say that. So I'm sitting here and this is my desire and I'm thinking of it, meaning I'm not embodying it. I'm in my old state, my present state, where maybe I'm earning a tenner an hour. So, which I don't, but for the sake of this example, let's assume that. So that is me thinking of my desire. And this tends to feel very exciting. You know, I'm daydreaming about it. I'm visualizing this. I'm thinking, oh, it would be amazing if I earned that much money. And I'm getting into the feeling of the freedom and what I would spend it on, but I'm not embodying it. I'm thinking of it. I'm getting into a state that can be compared to, like I said, daydreaming or fantasizing. And Neville always preached that people get into a habit of perpetually constructing a state, but never fully occupying that state. And then the second stage is we're still thinking of it, but we're getting more and more detailed. So that could look like doing some research with regards to what exactly this desire could look like in my personal life. So now I'm thinking, okay, 20K a month, what does that mean? Like what do people do that earn that much money? Where would I put that money? What do I do with it? And now I'm thinking, okay, I might, invest the largest portion of it, putting it into savings, into assets, and then the rest I'm going to spend on, whatever I want. And obviously I have to pay bills. So, I'm getting more and more detailed with the exact aim of it. But I'm still just thinking of it. I'm not embodying it. I'm just getting more clarity on my desire. And that is very important. That is absolutely crucial. Because if we don't have clarity on what we desire, we will not be able to manifest what we want. We won't be able to tune ourselves to that exact expression that we desire to experience. Now, the third stage is where it gets very interesting. There is a distinct departure from the habit of thinking of it and a move towards a more and more embodied practice. So now I have formed this picture of what it would look like to earn 20K a month, and I've done research and I have a more detailed idea of what it could look like. And I've gained more clarity, but all of that is nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It's just facts. But those facts can't be made alive unless I place myself within them and animate them with my consciousness. So in this third phase, I put myself right into the middle of the scenario and I'm imagining, okay, I am the person I want to be. I now have the 20 grand coming in every month. How do I feel? And I don't mean feeling in terms of, oh my God, I would feel excited. I would, feel happy. This is not a hypothetical exercise. I mean, it is, but it's not, the question isn't how would I feel? The question is how do I feel? How do I feel now that that is true? So we're bringing this idea that we have into the body. We are bringing it into our present moment, into our present tense awareness, and that is absolutely crucial. And the more I do this, the more visceral and real this state feels to me. And the sensations I'm, encountering as I do this explorative process, they're more linked towards an identity rather than emotions like happiness, joy, whatnot. It's a very nuanced state, and it's just the way you feel, it's just the way you experience yourself to be as you go about your day. And that will affect, how you walk, how you talk, your posture, how you think, your attitude towards other people. You might feel more relaxed. So I'm embodying this feeling, and as I do this, I'm gaining even more clarity on what this would actually be like. And it's very important to note that we're not forcing ourselves to feel a certain way. It's more about, like I said, exploring this idea in an embodied way, to understand what it would actually feel like, to understand who would I be if I had this now in my life. Who would I be? How would I feel as a person? How do I feel? Who do I experience myself as? And these are not things that we want to think about analytically. We want to do this in an embodied way, because that is where our feelings are felt. They are felt in the body. They're not felt in the mind. And the body is our tool to know our environment and to know ourselves. So that is why it is so absolutely crucial to shift the focus from looking as a bystander onto this idea and instead becoming the very thing that we presently desire. So we are placing ourselves right smack into the middle of this new reality that we desire to experience, and we are starting to perceive that reality through our senses in the present moment, in this exact moment. Not in 5 minutes, not in 10 minutes, not in a day, right now, like literally this very second. And I like to do it in a certain way. I like to, once I have done research and constructed this new reality I want to experience, I then imagine myself into it. And I look through my own eyes, obviously. Whose eyes would I be looking through? I'm looking through my own eyes, but I'm looking through them as the person, as the me that now has the, whatever it is, the person in my life, the job that I want, the career I desire, the house, the whatever experience it is. And I let myself simply assume that is now who I am. How does it feel? I'm not forcing it. I'm not saying I have to feel this state. I have to express this state right now. That is going the other way. That is going, I don't have it. I'm trying to get it. So this is a kind of like a discovery exercise. We're discovering what that identity is. And we want to use that stage to tweak things, right? So you might imagine that you are, you have the 20 grand, but you are scared of the idea of, maybe people become jealous of you, your friends getting jealous, or people being competitive, your family trying to take money from you, whatever. Maybe you have some fears around that. So then as you explore that state, that is the place and time to tweak those things and to become more comfortable with this new reality. So in this new reality, obviously my friends and family, they would not be jealous. They would be incredibly supportive, and they would be so happy for me. So I want to include that in my experience. I want to iron out anything that feels uncomfortable and scary or not quite right, because this is the future. This is where we're going. So we want to make sure that we're going into a future that we personally would enjoy, right? So why would we want to take things with us that are not to our highest good and to other people's good? We want to make sure everything's really the way we want it to be. And the more you do this, or the more I do this, I can only speak from my experience, the more comfortable and good I feel about this idea. And the more I get used to feeling that way, the more I get used to identifying in that way. And as Neville said, at first it will feel like putting on a new suit that feels like really awkward, and you feel like everyone's looking at you because you have a brand new suit. And I've never worn a suit, but and it feels like everyone's looking at you. But then the more you wear it, the more natural it becomes. And that's exactly the point of this exercise. So in this third phase, this is where we want to spend the most time, because that is the experience that is the window where we are becoming very familiar with the desired reality. So we want to start to know the desired reality. And by that, I don't mean what's the color of the wall. I mean, who would I be? Who am I? Who am I in this reality? So we want to get to know the self that is experiencing that reality. And then the fourth and final stage of this process is to, because in this third phase, we're still being aware that that this is an exercise I'm doing, right? So my consciousness is fully aware that I am right here, right, in my present reality. I'm sitting in this room, and there's a chair here, there's a sofa there. There's other people around me who are doing their own thing, but I'm fully aware that I'm here, and I'm imagining. Now the fourth stage is where we conflate, or where I conflate my consciousness with the desired reality, with the new state. So it becomes one, and the awareness that I'm imagining is non-existent. It becomes a single sensation, as Neville says. It's a single sensation that dominates the mind, and that is the sensation of present tense reality. It's the sensation of this moment is happening right now, paired with the new identity. So I'm experiencing my new self, or I'm experiencing the new reality in this exact very moment, as if it was true and real right now. And I do this before bed. We can do this during the day. Obviously, when you're on a walk or when you have a moment to yourself, you can absolutely 100% do this. Like there's nothing wrong with it. But I think personally that it works best when you're able to fall asleep in that state, when you're able to sleep in that new reality. That is where I have seen literally like next day manifestations, incredible stuff where I'm like, wow, it's absolutely nuts. But that is secondary to what I'm talking about here. What is important to note is that we want to understand this process of moving from desire to having that desire. And there's different phases within that process. And, sometimes when our manifestations don't happen, it is usually the case that we got stuck in one of those earlier phases where we are still thinking of it, and we've never fully embodied the state of actually having it. So we want to take it to the very, very end, which is feeling as though it is true and real in this very moment. And that doesn't mean being delusional. I'm not deluded. I think the word delusion should never be used in the context of the practice of manifestation, because these things are completely unrelated. Delusion is a pathological disorder. This is not something that we were doing as a manifester. As a manifester, we are very aware of what we're doing and of what is real. We're not losing a grip on our reality. I'm extremely aware that, look, I'm here right now, and obviously the thing I desire has not come true yet. It has not arrived yet here. I'm still living my present life. I'm living the present reality. And I think the more time has passed, or rather, let's say, the more I've practiced this, the more I've come to realize that the circumstances of my present reality absolutely do not matter. They're completely irrelevant. The only thing that matters is my present moment assumption. And everything else will shift and form around my assumption, or around the state that I'm carrying within myself and embodying. And I also wanted to note that in this process of kind of fully plunging into that new state, that it takes bravery. That's why Neville always said, dare to assume. He didn't say, oh yeah, just assume, like it's easy. He said, dare to assume, because it is not easy. I think there's something quite scary about, like not in a major way, but there's something uncomfortable and scary about seeing yourself a different way, or experiencing yourself a very different way, because habitually I'm used to, this is who I am, this is what I do. And now we're being challenged to do something different. People don't like change. And that's why it can be so difficult to do this. But it's important to just have self-compassion and understand that the human brain resists change but it doesn't have to be this difficult. This is where we are using our imagination and also the window before sleep, because in that drowsy state, it is so easy to imagine, because the present reality, the facts of the present reality, they drift away, and it's so much easier to imagine in that state. I think that quote really nails it down. It really sums it up really well. We want to make the future dream a present fact. I wanted to put it out there, and I hope this is helpful, guys. If you have any questions about this, please leave them down below, and I wish you a wonderful day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.